Hi students, how are you all? Hope you all are doing good. Please stay at home and stay safe. So today I am going to teach you the first chapter of political science. The first chapter of political science is constitution, how and why. Political science plays a very important role in your study curriculum, so you should be able to clear all your basic concepts of political science from early on, as you all are going to appear civil service examinations like APSC and UPSC. So political science plays a very important part in these civil servant examinations. So first of all, we are going to learn today about constitution, how and why, and mainly we are going to focus on the Indian constitution. So as you already know, Indian constitution is one of the longest written constitutions, which was written by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So hope you all will cooperate with me in knowing all the concepts of political science, and hope you will profit a lot by seeing my videos. So let us begin without wasting time. So let us begin today by the question, what a constitution means. So constitution, the word comes from a Latin word which means constitute, which means to establish. Constitution is the base or fundamental law of state. So as we have already been listening about constitution from a long period of time, so whenever we talk about constitution, the first thing that we should write whenever we get a question is that it came from a Latin word which means to constitute and which means to establish, and constitution is the base or of fundamental laws of state. So there are four types of constitutions. The types are written constitution, unwritten constitution, rigid constitution and flexible constitution. So as we have already seen that there are four types of constitution. The first one is written constitution. For example, you can see the Constitution of India is an example of written constitution. All the points of the Constitution of India are in written format. And whenever we talk about unwritten constitution, we can give example of the Constitution of Britain. The Constitution of Britain is in unwritten format. And then we can talk about the rigid constitution. The rigid constitution is a constitution in which the amendments has to be made for changing anything in the constitution. We can take the example of USA. The Constitution of USA is an example of rigid constitution. And at last we have got the flexible constitution. Example of flexible constitution could be taken from the British Constitution. The British Constitution is an example of flexible constitution. Function of constitution. So now we are going to discuss the functions of constitution. The functions are: constitution allows coordination and assurance. It teaches how to overcome the problem of diversity, and it provides same rule for all the members. So the basic thing that a constitution allows is that it allows the coordination and assurance. The constitution teaches us to have a coordination among all the citizens of a country. It teaches us to overcome the problem of diversity. As we already know, India is a country which has got different people of different caste, creed and gender. And we see in a country which has got about 29 states, there are different languages that we speak. We are from different economical background, different the food we eat is different, and everything is different. So there is always a problem of diversity. But in our country India, our unity lies in our diversity, and it has only been successful because of the constitution that we have in our country. And same rule for all the members of the country. You can see that whatever rights we have got as a citizen of India, all our fellow mates, all our fellow members of the country has got the similar rights. So these are the basic functions of the constitution. So now let us discuss about the specifications of decision making powers. powers of different organs of the government are clearly defined in the Constitution. The second point is that limitation on the powers of the government. Restriction of the power of the government to protect the individual rights. This is the third point. Now let us discuss about the fourth point. Aspirations and goals of a society. A number of provisions are inserted to ensure the welfare of the society. Now let us discuss about the last point, the fundamental identity of people. Constitution makes some basic laws. These laws explain who should rule whom. So these are the specifications of decision making powers. Let us discuss them once more. Powers of different organs of the government are clearly defined in the Constitution. So we can see that there are different powers for different people. For example, the power of president is not similar to the power of the prime minister. As you can see, for example, let us take the example of your school. In your school, the power of principal is different from the power of the teachers. The power of the teachers is different from the power of the caretaker. So we can see that in an institution, the power is different from one another. So this is a very important point and we should surely remember it. The next point is that limitations on the powers of the government. So there has to be limitations, because without limitations in the power, then surely there would be misuse of power. So it is very important that the power should be limited. And the third point is restriction of the power of the government to protect the individual rights. As like it is the explanation of the second point. So it is seen that like the government has some kinds of powers, like the president has some kinds of powers, the prime minister has some kinds of power, and therefore there has to be limitation in that, so that no one misuses their power for their personal agenda. The fourth point is that aspirations and goals of the society. There are different aspirations and different goals of the society. The Constitution helps the people of the society to achieve these kinds of goals. And then there is a fundamental identity of the people. There are two kinds of identities. Mainly, the first identity is the political identity, and the next one is the moral identity of the people. So whenever we discuss about the political identity, like we can discuss it completely as to accept the basic rules and regulations of the people. It is called as the political identity. Then we can discuss about the moral identity. The moral identity means what should we do, what should we not do. It represents the value of society. So here we have discussed about the political identity and the moral identity. Now let us discuss about the authority of the Constitution. So what are the authority a Constitution provides us? It provides the different functions like liberty, equality, peace and security to the people, while a constitution ensures all of these rights, such as constitution and keep the authority of a constitution. So the basic rights that a constitution provides us are liberty, equality, peace and security. So these are very important points, and like we should surely remember it, because we can expect questions in our future examinations. And moreover, we can, whenever we see from civil service examination point of view, like whenever we see, basically I am talking about APSC, and you can clearly see about liberty, equality, peace and security. Now let us discuss about mode of declaration of promulgation of the Constitution. So now we are going to discuss about promulgation of the Constitution. So likely we are going to discuss the first point. It means how a constitution came into existence. Like how a constitution came into existence. Like for example, in our Indian Constitution, it came into existence in the 1940s. Like the Indian Constitution, mainly the agenda or mainly the points of Indian Constitution was taken from various different constitutions, like of different countries. Like some points were taken from British, some points were taken from USA, some points came from Canada, some points from Ireland. So it shows about how a constitution came into existence, how it originated. There are some countries in which constitution does not work properly because the constitution was prepared by military chiefs or dictators or autocracy. So we can see there are some countries in which the constitution doesn't work properly. Like you can see in North Korea. We already know that there is a dictator in North Korea, and therefore the constitution doesn't work properly in North Korea. And likely in the history also you can see, for example, in the time of French Revolution, it was like King Louis Philippe 16. He made the constitution, and then there was a problem. He divided all the citizens into three parts, and the citizens who were in the third category, they have to pay all the taxes, and the second and the first category were exempted from all kinds of taxes. So you can see that it is such a big problem, and because we have got a good constitution in India, so there's nothing like that. We have to pay all the taxes on the basis of merit, on the basis of the income that is generated by us. So these are the differences of a good constitution and a bad constitution. Now let us discuss the third point. Like after a very long period of freedom movement, the government we got independence. So we got independence in 1947, and then our constitution was formed. And in the same way, South Africa, America, they also fought for the independence, and after they got independent, they also came up with their own constitution. As we are from India, we all know we are Indian. So here mainly we are going to discuss about Indian Constitution. So Indian Constitution was formed by Constituent Assembly, and it was prepared by popular leaders. It was adopted by the Constituent Assembly on 26 November 1949, and it came into force on 26 January 1950. So as you all know, the Indian Constitution Assembly. In the Indian Constitution Assembly, it was formed on 26th of November 1949. So whenever we talk about the Constituent Assembly, we have to remember the few names like Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is said to be as the architect of modern India, because he was the person who played a major role in the formation of the Indian Constitution. The Indian Constitution came into effect on 26 November 1949, and it came into existence from 26 January 1950. The 26 January is said to be as the Republic Day of our country, as Republic Day is celebrated on 26 January. We all know that. Like in some countries, constitutions were formed based on referendum.